Hey guys, Dave from Timber Time Outdoors. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In this video, we're going to do two things. First, we're going to take a look at the new 2025 Ranger XP1000 NorthStar Edition. That's a mouthful. We're going to look at what's new with it. We're going to look at the features that it has. And then we're going to talk about why I chose it. So we're going to dive deep a little bit on some of the things that I needed for my use, what was important to me, what I think is really special about this model. So stay with us, guys. All right, so Polaris Ranger, it's been around for a long time. We actually have another Ranger on the deer farm. It's like a 2001 model, and it's really basic, but it gives you a little sense of history that Polaris has with the Ranger. It's had a long time to evolve into a really special utility vehicle. So let's go into what's new about the 2025. It has some really good enhancements. I want to talk through those briefly. And then we're going to go into why I chose this. So let's roll this baby outside in the sunlight. We'll start with the exterior walk around. We'll jump inside, look at those features. Let's get after it. All right. So we're outside, got some better lighting here. Let's take you off the tripod and do our little walk around and kind of talk through some of the features that have been on the Ranger and then some of the new stuff. So I'm going to start in the very front, and we're going to talk about the bumper. So brand new aesthetics on the bumper, a little beefier. Winch comes standard. I needed a winch for various reasons, pulling trees over and kind of to get out of jail if you do get stuck out on the ice. I don't do a lot of deep mud or anything like that where I would need it, but winch was a must-have for me. It comes standard on the XPs. And again, just the front end aesthetics are better and upgraded for 2025. Got LED lights, 29-inch wheels. Those are Pro Armors, new tread. Good all-around tire. It's good on the pavement, good in the dirt. So again, full cab, got automotive glass, wiper, washer fluid, which we'll talk about when we get inside. Gas fill right there. Standard dump box, plenty of room in there. It is a little bit hard to get it to tilt. And I'm not a huge fan of the tilt feature. I probably won't put a lot of loose materials and dump it out, but what I do like is that I can get at everything very easily, the maintenance. So it's like opening up the hood of a car, I guess. So that's one thing I do love about the dump box. And as we go around here, I mentioned this earlier, super quiet muffler. For me, that's a must-have. Tires are a little fatter in the back, so it's not a square setup, and that's mainly for payload. I guess I would have preferred a square setup, but it is what it is. So coming around this way, I do love the paint job. So I kind of agonized over one of the colors versus camo. Wife said, let's get red, so that's what we did. Happy wife, happy life. I did tint the windows, so that was something I did as an accessory. You can kind of see that here. So again, full cab, suicide doors. We'll just give you one more 360 view. Just a sharp little buggy. All right, let's jump inside. Got a paddle style lock and latch here, suicide door. I'll just talk about the seats since we're looking at them here. So nice flat, firm seat. Actually is quite supportive. It's got a great bolstering. Seat belts are pretty standard. One thing about the door here is that it has an old school roll-up style. Can't get that anymore, unfortunately, so I probably shouldn't talk about it, but it's got a cubby here. Headliner has nice sound dampening. You've got a light in the head, so that's great at night. Got the sound deadening material behind the seat. Just a great number of cup holders and cubbies. My wife really liked all the interior features that Polaris has built into this interior. It's just very automotive-like. Dashboard is, you know, analog and digital. I really like that. It's got tilt wheel. So that's nice when you're ice fishing with big bulky pants. You can get it out of your way, or if you're a tall guy. I want to talk about this shifter because it's one of the best features. So I'm going to start it up. And what I love about this, they fixed this year, is it's just buttery smooth to shift. You used to have to really ream on that to get that to shift. Now it's very smooth, so that's awesome. And then the power steering is one finger. So super easy power steering, I really like that. Just a great enhancement here with the shifter and the power steering. Those are new for 2025. My wife really liked the fact that this seat flips up and you get room for a 5-gallon pail or bags. This is also where your battery is located, which I love because when I go ice fishing, it gets really cold and I've got an automotive battery, so lots of cold cranking amps. It's protected out of the elements, not going to get all slushy and full of snow or mud. So I know that it's going to start every time when I'm sleeping out on the ice. It's got 6 cup holders, 2 there, here, and here. I bought these off of Amazon too, so I could carry my larger water bottles. All right, here's your air conditioning controls and heat. It's got old school knobs. So not digitally controlled, but I actually prefer this. It's much simpler. Drive modes, so turf mode, 4-wheel drive, standard 2-wheel drive, work standard performance, so that gives you all the performance of the 1000 engine, and the work one kind of dials it back so you can feather that throttle. There's your wipers and washer fluid. Down here we have battery tender, which, you know, keeps that battery nice and charged up. This is USB, and this is 12 volt. And there's your cup holders. We got 6 cup holders. Mirror. There's your wiper, as I mentioned earlier. Comes with a key fob for, well, so I guess a fob for the winch, and then there's also a control right here for the winch, and your lights are there. So that's the interior. Those are the features. Love it. Let's bring it back inside and talk about why I chose this one. All right, we're back inside here. We've got the Ranger parked. We can really dive in deep as to, you know, what my needs were for a side-by-side, and then why I chose this. In other words, what features and benefits I really thought were valuable on this model that maybe some of the other ones didn't have. So if you follow the channel, you know that I've tinkered with side-by-sides for quite a while. I had an older Yamaha. It was like a 2021 model. It was a Yamaha Wolverine 750. Sold that. Didn't love it. It was nice, but there were some things I didn't like about it. It was pretty loud. Suspension was not the greatest. It was very, very hot inside. And so I've been on kind of a journey here, you know, to try to find something that was a better fit for me and my wife. And so between that model being sold and buying this one, we rented a bunch of them. I have several videos on the channel that kind of show those vehicles. It was a learning process. I basically was able to figure out what I didn't like, what I did like, what was super important. There is no utility vehicle that does everything perfectly. And so I had to kind of, you know, find that happy medium for me. So let's start off with talking about my primary use. So here's what I use side-by-side for. Number one is I wanted something that was a little more comfortable could haul more gear, primarily for ice fishing. Okay, so yeah, it's a pretty expensive vehicle for ice fishing, I get that. But you know, I'm getting older and kind of a princess, and so just, you know, wanted to get away from the ATV. A snowmobile, you know, obviously is a faster way to get around on the ice, but I just basically wanted to have something that could haul more gear and had the protective cab. So primary use number one was a better ice fishing vehicle. Number two is I wanted to be more efficient with my snow removal. Now last winter we didn't hardly have any snow, but a typical winter for us here in Wisconsin is a lot of snow. I have a lot of areas to clear. I have a Kubota tractor. If you watch the channel, you'll know that and see me use the Kubota tractor. I've got a snow blower. I use you know, a steel backpack, leaf blower to get rid of the snow. Lots of tools, but I want to try a plow and you know, see how much faster that could be. So we did buy a plow accessory for this one. So we got the ice fishing, we got snow removal. And then the third one was, let's just call it mild trail riding or sightseeing. So my wife and I like to go out west, you know, Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, Utah, South Dakota. We get out there, and when we're out there, we like to go up into the hills and sightsee, and nothing works better than a side-by-side. And so we wanted something that could handle all the elements, right? So cold in the morning, hot in the afternoon. Sometimes, you know, you get a rogue hailstorm or rain. You just got to be protected from the elements. And so the NorthStar Edition was just the perfect fit for that kind of thing. So those are my three primary uses: ice fishing, sightseeing, and plowing. Okay, why I chose this one, the number one reason was the full cab, heat and air conditioning. I mentioned it already. Wanted to be comfortable, wanted to keep the wife comfortable. A lot of uses in the winter time. Up in the mountains, it can get super hot, super cold in the morning. Full cab, heat, AC, unbeatable. It is like 60% of the market now, so this is what everybody wants. Why I chose this particular model, so this is the NorthStar Premium Edition. It was an affordable cab, and I know some of you are probably laughing because, you know, cab models kind of start at like 27,000 and they go up from there up to 40. I think Polaris has an Expedition that, you know, fully loaded is close to 40 grand. You know, you're approaching the prices of a, you know, Jeep Wrangler and that kind of thing when you get up there. So, you know, I didn't want to spend that much money. This one had some incredible discounts, and so I was actually a little bit below 27,000 and it was just over 26. So that was good. But yeah, full cab is really the main reason I wanted this. I wanted that heat and air conditioning and just be able to, you know, either roll down the windows and get some air in, roll it up tight, be protected. Okay, I mentioned at the beginning of this that I had a Yamaha Wolverine 750. And I mentioned that it was really, really loud. And a lot of the vehicles that I have rented are deafening. The noise that comes out of that engine is so loud, it's damaging to your hearing, and good luck having a conversation with the person sitting next to you. You know, you certainly can get headsets and microphones and do all that kind of thing. But I was looking for more of a car-like experience, something where I can, you know, talk to my wife, talk to my ice fishing buddy. We don't have to have a helmet on. We don't have to have a headset on to do that. So, you know, getting the full cab with all the insulation and sound deadening materials, a really good muffler on the back. I wanted something quiet. And so the NorthStar Edition is one of the quietest vehicles out there. You know, there's the Can-Am Defender, which, you know, I'll reference that video here. I did a comparison, agonized over the Defender versus the Ranger. They both are very quiet actually, but ended up choosing the Ranger here. All right, and then just some final points as to why I chose this one. Let's talk about the 2-year warranty. So Polaris, you know, over the years has had kind of a history, depending on how you treat these vehicles, with some reliability problems. That's not the case here. We got a 2-year warranty. Polaris engineers have, you know, fixed all the problems. They've had time to fix that. You don't put a 2-year warranty on a vehicle like this with the way people ride them and use them if it isn't going to be reliable. And so I chose this one. One of the biggest reasons was that 2-year warranty. Another reason was the ride quality. Is it the smoothest riding side-by-side out there? No, it isn't. Polaris in general is known for a very pillowy type of suspension. Now, this is a work vehicle, right? So it's got to be able to have payload. You know, it's not an F-250 like I have, you know, doesn't have a ride like that. It's pretty soft, but just know that, you know, you're not going to go 70 miles an hour down a trail doing the whoops in a vehicle like this and be comfortable. It's going to rock a little bit, but generally speaking, for this class of vehicle, it's a pretty smooth ride. It was good enough for me. I had to make a compromise here. It doesn't have that super long travel suspension, although I will say, you know, 14 inches of ground clearance, 29-inch wheels. It gets it done. Like, you can get out there and do some trail riding and your fillings aren't falling out of your teeth. It does a pretty decent job. And so, smooth ride, 2-year warranty, and then, you know, this class of vehicle, it's got a lot of storage, and that was another reason. As you know, like the General, for example, I really liked the Polaris General and that kind of hybrid. The storage in those is just not there. Interior and exterior, the box on that is super small. And so when I go ice fishing, I take everything under the sun. I do like to ice camp, and so having that great big box was key. My wife actually really likes the storage on the inside of this one. She just felt like it did a much better job with the little cubbies and storage under the seat as compared to, say, like the Can-Am Defender. My personal opinion is that one needs a makeover on the inside, but my wife liked the storage of this one. So yeah, that is why I chose this. And so hopefully you learned a few things. If you're like me, this is a perfect vehicle for you. We'll wrap this video up. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and send it to your friends. And remember, everybody, keep it in the timber. Bye-bye.